Why, hello there, it is 49 days until Elden Ring comes out on February 25th, 2022, and this is the Elden Wait Countdown, where every day I read another item description from the network test to make the wait go by just a little bit faster. Let's get into it. And before getting started today, I wanted to talk about, I guess, what is some anti-news, and that is, it is a Friday, and there is not an Elden Ring tweet. Of course, there was not an Elden Ring tweet last Friday, but that was New Year's Eve. And on the 23rd of December, the Elden Ring Twitter account had posted that they would see us again in the new year, so I thought they might kick off 2022 in the final stretch today with a new tweet, but they haven't, which is not a problem at all, but it just makes me curious. I wonder what's going on and what they have planned for the final stretch. I don't think that the launch trailer is the next big thing that we will see. I think they may have some outlet coverage or some other preview gameplay that they will show off before the launch trailer that will come out probably a week before the game releases. So looking forward to that, looking forward to seeing what Bandai Namco does as they go into this final stretch. What do you think they might do? Let me know in the comments, but just wanted to point that out because it sort of builds a little tension, a little mystery, and I'm sort of excited to see how they get through the last 49 days. And now getting to our item description for today is one I've been looking forward to talking about because it really throws a wrench in our whole tree situation. And that is the Root Resin item description. And it says, resin secreted from the roots of the great tree. Materials used in crafting items. The roots of the great tree drive far and wide through the earth of the lands between. They were once entwined with the roots of the Erd tree, or so they say. So we got our Erd tree, our minor Erd trees, and now a great tree, and the roots drive far and wide through the lands between, and were once entwined with the roots of the Erd tree, or so they say. So we've been talking about roots and absorbing people and seeing all of this imagery, and now you're telling me that it might actually go back to some other tree? What is this great tree, and where is it? I initially thought this predated the Erd tree, but reading this now, who really knows? This feels like such a From sort of thing to me where I think I'm beginning to wrap my head around the Erd tree, and then Miyazaki is like, yeah, but have you met the great tree? No, Hidetaka, I haven't. What is this? What could it mean? The lands between is home to all manner of fanciful trees, it seems, and maybe it is also worshipped, I don't know. Like, this sigil could probably be the Erd tree because it's the Golden Order, but what about this? The great tree is only mentioned once in the network test items, but it still raises so many questions. And the only thing I can really go back to is the Celtic Tree of Life. And the Celtic Tree of Life is something that was found in settlements, and it was supposed to be a connection towards spirits, and it represents a connection between earth and heaven. And in conflict, something that would be done to an enemy is, in order to sort of give them the ultimate diss, you would burn their Tree of Life. And I just can't help but wonder, like, we don't see the great tree anywhere. And they're talking about the roots intertwining, and it just gives me this slight impression that maybe the Erd tree is invasive somehow, and that's what made me think that the great tree came before, but I don't think that is set in stone, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the Celtic Tree of Life, besides the imagery and the way that the trees are shown sort of look similar to the Celtic Tree of Life, and it's just interesting, and it really throws sort of a wrench in this sort of neat thing we've been creating as we go through these item descriptions, because it really just adds this extra element, which makes sense because even though we have a lot of item descriptions, we still are missing tons of context. And it just gets me really excited to find out, what is this great tree, what is the relationship to the Erd tree, and what role does this other tree have in the world? Because, I mean, it's the great tree, it sounds important. And there you have it, day 49 with the Root Resin item description and throwing a wrench at us with the great tree, which I think is interesting and really just increases the possibilities for where the story could go and what's happening in this world, because there's a lot of stuff we haven't seen that seems pretty important. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want more item descriptions leading up to the release of Elden Ring, and then more lore content after the release of Elden Ring, please consider subscribing to Lore Hunter. Thanks for watching.